Oh boy, it looks like we're live. Oh boy, oh boy. All right. Hi, Donna. How you doing? Welcome to the Innervision FM universe, one and all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Alan C. We're with Johnnie J in the house, president and station manager of Innervision FM. And there's the music. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Top of the time zone. I'm Alan C. You're with Johnnie J in the house, here on the Innervision FM universe. You're not going to want to miss today's podcast. Brought to you by Colorado Art Relief Fund, Eeny Meeny Grants, Bonefields Foundation, Chinook Foundation, Christian Brothers Moving Company, based in the great state of Texas, Englewood, Colorado, and Phoenix, Arizona. Also, Richard Damiano of the Littleton Eye Clinic. Stay with us.
Oh my God.
That's who we love, and that's who we serve.
Is it running now? Yeah. Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown saying stay with it and hit it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Oh, so I got everybody back. I don't know where they went. I think this program updated itself and didn't tell me it updated itself. But hey, it is what it is, and we are here. And we got a lot of interesting topics to talk about today.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, we're gonna start like at the bottom and get to some of the okay. Let's get to the money first. Somebody did in Florida won the mega million.
They did.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, I wasted $39 in that and didn't get one. I contributed to his wealth.
I got to
his-
say,
her wealth.
I did spend $3 myself on it. It's $3 I don't have, but that's okay. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll hit them up once I find out who they are and just tell them I'm one of their long lost relatives or one of their friends.
Yeah, so like congratulations, whoever that is in is it Miami, Florida, or just Florida, whatever, somewhere down there on the Keys, enjoying their tequila and whatever else, the relatives now saying, "Hey, you're my favorite."
That's right. You're my
Oh,
favorite.
man.
Hey, can you go ahead and make a small donation to Innervision FM? It's going to be a good tax deductible cause. It's a 501c3 corporation. Look, we just started the school for the disabled who are wanting to get involved in broadcasting, podcasting, music. We do try to help out grassroots musicians, whether they're physically disabled or financially challenged. Hit us up at www.innervisionfm.com and you can learn more about how to I haven't had my coffee today.
Yes, you can learn more about how you can support our nonprofit. Now we're about to send out an email blast to our 5,000 people on our email list, and we're asking for like a small donation of $30. And if you go any higher than that, we'll send you off a free T-shirt or a hoodie or a coffee mug. And who knows? I mean, we might even, you suggest the artists, and we might even bring in an artist and do a show depending on what kind of music like, because we have, go to our website, innervisionrecords.org. We have all kinds of artists that you will like. And so, hey, yeah, go there and find one. And if you, like I said, if you donate more than like $100 or more, we can make it happen for you. So anyway, yeah, so that's happening. info@innervisionfm.com, info@innervisionfm, and do that for us. Now, okay, so now we celebrated the winners, and man, eventually we're gonna do the show about the GOP and how they have the Colorado GOP Christy Burton Brown, gave her and her employees a big bonus for losing, and then blamed us for not being able to pay the rent when she took all the money that would have paid the rent. So that's going to be interesting. If you want to find out more about that, go to Chuck and Julie, the Chuck and Julie show, and Rumble. You'll find out more about that on the show that they just did today. Oh, but anyway, so at a later point we'll get a hold of that. Let's I'm gonna think which one. The guy, the principal that had the timeout room. Now, I remember my mother used to go to my school when I was a kid, and for some reason, when she would come, I would always be in the timeout room. And she says, "Well, why is my son in the timeout room? I'm sending him here to school to learn, and he's in the timeout room, right?" And I have a feeling that maybe back then that's when they figured out, well, we better, make a law, not, and stop this timeout room, use some other kind of disability. But anyway, so they have a timeout room which has windows in it, and they can actually look in the window and so forth and see what the child is doing, and whatever he's getting frustrated, he wants to beat the wall or whatever, and that's the timeout room for him. So somehow this got around to that. This is cruel and inhumane treatment of our kids to put them in a timeout room where they can blow out steam and do whatever. So they fired this principal. Now there's a position of about 60,000 people have signed to say, no, we want this principal back. We understand what he was doing. And so that's something locally happening here in Colorado.
Wow.
So what do you think about the timeout? Yeah, did you ever get put in the timeout?
Plenty.
Huh? Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it was just part of the game, It's like, and I wasn't the only one that was put in. It's just that when my mother came, I was in there at that time, but my other buddies got put in there as well. So I don't know, but she was real sensitive about that kind of stuff.
I remember when I was in 5th grade, I had just started middle school. That was a brand new concept for me because where I was going to school, they had grades 1 through 6, and then you went to junior high school, 7th and 8th grade, and then you had the high school, which started 9th grade. But I had moved to Vail, Colorado. Shout out to folks in Vail and Minturn and all this stuff. But right on the western slope there, big ski town. For those that don't know what Vail, Colorado is famous for, they're famous for a ski resort called Adams Rib, Beaver Creek ski resort, things like this. And I was going to school in middle school in 5th grade. And my principal, Mr. Cook, used to threaten the kids with an electric paddle. He said, we've moved from the old style education board to an electric paddle. And we never saw this mythical electric paddle, but we sure heard a lot about it. We definitely were good kids. We didn't want to see that electric paddle come out. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. If you want to share your experiences, do that.
Yeah. And I don't know. Donna seems so innocent. I don't know if she would have been put in the time booth, or if you want to even talk about that, Donna. I think I'm a little bit innocent. And then Dave.
Yeah, the vice principal that he took care of, or he thought he took care of that kind of discipline stuff, and he took 2 boys that were in the head smoking. They were brothers. Their parents were missionaries, and they just came from Brazil. Well, high quality martial artists.
Brazilian martial artists are nothing to mess with. I tell you, I studied Brazilian jiu-jitsu for a while, in addition to the traditional Ninpo, which turned into Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, which is a more soft art, but it's by no means is it a soft art. I'll tell you what.
Now, and I see, is that Dave here? Dave Cook?
He's not on there now.
Oh man, because we're going to get into the topic that he's here for. So So come back, Dave, because we're going to get into that topic here. We just, we got to build up to it.
We got to build up to it.
Yeah.
You want to go intergalactic and talk a little bit about UFOs, or you
Okay. Now let me ask people here. Okay, back in 1930, I think it was 38 or 35. There was a War of the World, and what was his name? He made it sound like we were being invaded by these aliens, and I can't believe that people actually jumped out the windows, committed suicide. like what are these Martians going to do to you that is so bad that you say, well, I'd rather die than get probed by a Martian, as if a Martian's going to even want to probe you, right? Like I can't imagine what was in the mindset of the people that committed suicide.
What's funny? What's funny about that, Johnny, is this. These days, if the aliens were to come down and they were to say, look, take us to your leader, we're going to take them over, we're going to do all this stuff, you would have people jumping up and down in droves, rooting for them to get this job done.
Oh, man. But I guess it was a different time because, let's see, radio just came in 1920 something. And so this is a whole new medium. So you have this mass audience. And so you really got to see the people that were idiots and or naive or sheeps, or I don't know, how would you put it? Highly volatile, you might say. You really got to have those people be exposed. Now, in the UK, they're saying, okay, remember, I don't know if you remember this, Hillary Clinton says, if you get me in office, I will tell you the secrets of the UFOs. What a liar. She wasn't going to tell us nothing.
Yeah.
She hasn't even told us where the bodies have been hidden, that people who committed suicide and you can't find the gun. But there's a gun. Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead, Mike. What did you say?
The Hillary side.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, she could be an alien from outer space. Who knows, man? And so the people are saying, hey, you gotta bring this out. But King Charles, I guess his father was into this as well, and so King Charles said that I don't know how the UK will react to this, and what about the churches? What about the churches? I mean, come on. I mean, like from what if you read Ezekiel 36, the wheel in the sky, if you had never seen a helicopter, I think that's how it would be described, is this machine that when it turned, the men inside turned, and they had these helmets on that had eagles on it or whatever, whatever helmets they wore back then, and it had this big wind sound. And so, I mean, he's describing a helicopter. Now, okay, we could say that was a vision, or did he really see a helicopter before there was even a helicopter in our universe?
That's a great question. A lot of people think that the locusts with the faces of women or something like that are actually what the ancient prophets saw, especially John, who wrote the book of Revelation or credited with it. He actually saw helicopters being piloted by a bunch of long-haired, what do you call them? Long-haired individuals. Maybe they were piloted by the, how do I say this delicately? Individuals of today. We'll just put it that way.
And I don't know about you, man. I wouldn't mind. I've been on like those dark Texas roads. I mean, we used to go down to Texas, and like sometimes you have all black out, and with the only lights that you would see was the lights coming from your vehicle. And maybe I'm naive to say, hey, I wouldn't mind, going on a spaceship and having some mind meld with some of these with these gray little men with big eyes and all that kind of. I mean, that's the way that there was one group. It was a lady. She was in the NAACP or something. It was her. It was an interracial group. I think her name was Bonnie, and I'm not sure her husband's name, but she had described like a a Milky Way. She said she saw it in the ship, and she asked them where they were from. He pointed on this map of this, and so when she described it, when she was under hypnosis, we didn't have magnifiers or telescopes that could see that. And then, like in 70s, that would happen in 1959. In the 70s, they finally got those magnifiers, and then they were able to see the Milky Way that she was talking about. So, how do you explain that? So if they're here, come on, what's the big secret? And why does the government think that they're so?
You're muted, Johnny.
Well, to continue, what do you think, Mike?
My dad was a big UFO
Was he?
fan, and I just don't believe it. I mean, I'm a huge sci-fi fan.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
that kind of stuff. But the UFO stuff, I believe, is nothing but a psyop. It is.
Well, it's in the news, and so obviously, if it's in the news, it's something that we're being led to believe as true. With AI being curating the news cycle these days, anything is possible, especially with the deep fake technology. So I got to agree with you.
I mean, that I used to believe in UFOs and stuff, but it just became unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. It's absolutely, and if there are UFOs, there are some that believe that this is just a way for the adversary to attack and to divide the people of the world, so that there can be a conquer type strategy. You got your adversary, in the Bible that talks about the roaring lion. And looks like Dave was here. He just left again. But basically what we're looking at is the roaring lion who will seek to devour whoever he can. And if that's done by division, well, then so be it. We're joined by David Cook, and he is the founder of Center for Government Accountability at accountabilityrevolution.com. We'll go ahead and talk a little bit about JP Morgan Chase, who's in the news. And it looks like you've got an article for us, Dave?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you good.
Okay,
Go
I
ahead
couldn't
and-
hear a thing or see any of you. I don't know. I can now.
Good,
You
good.
want me to read this?
Yeah, go ahead and read this.
Okay, this is from WorldNet Daily. Super popular doctor canceled by Chase Bank warns social credit system is already here. Take me a second. JP Morgan Chase has a growing reputation as a quote woke unquote bank that shills for the leftist socialist causes. Even as open discrimination against conservatives, most recently shutting down the business and personal accounts of COVID-19 dissenter Dr. Joseph Marcola, a super popular proponent of alternative medicine and marketing and a marketer of natural health things. But it didn't stop there. As WorldNet Daily reported on July 13th, Chase has also shut down the accounts of Mercola Markets, CEO and CFO, and even those of their respective spouses and children. This is not fair at all. She has nothing to do with this, so that's another deal. Now, the victimized doctor who triggered the pro-COVID vaccine progressives is warning that the social credit system, quote unquote, exemplified by communist China, which monitors and controls people through digital money, is already here and now threatens everyone. Quote, is him speaking, what we're seeing is a weaponization of finance, where people whose views or actions go against the official narrative are cut off from basic financial services. The debanking of employees and their families is a social credit system tactic to make people start policing each other by punishing associates. This creates discord, distrust, forces people to turn on each other for self-preservation. He wrote, adding that ironically, Chase has no problem banking with now deceased notorious pedophile and sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein.
Wow. That's some crazy stuff right there. With just a few minutes left in the show, I wanted to bring up accountabilityrevolution.com at the Center for Government Accountability. Now, who are these folks? Well, you are, I am, we are, all of us together. And, political speech being targeted, this is going to be a hot button, especially in the coming days, weeks, months, and years ahead. But voting is an awesome way to get a president in, and without breaking any YouTube ordinances or whatever, we can't go too far into this. But if you're to visit accountabilityrevolution.com, website's a little bit under construction, but all the information is good, and it is a really awesome way to get in touch with the foundational principles of the United States Constitution. What do you think, Dave?
Well, it gives you the basics of how to make any form of government, not just civil government, any form of government where somebody has authority over another. That doesn't make any difference whether it's a bank or a judge or the dog catcher. You have the right under the law to alter and abolish the fifth that in the Declaration of Independence. You and I have the right, and this is the only right they gave us to push back, except voting. But we have the right, all of us, to make government officials accountable, any form of government.
I think this is why they placed trigger warnings upon the National Archives when it comes to the United States Constitution and other subsequent documents on the National Archives. Not the trigger warning. The trigger warnings say things like, well, it's outdated language. It's stuff, meant for this time of the founding of the United States, but they're no longer
They knew
valid
we'd be
now.
here.
Yeah.
They knew we would end up with a government that was supposed to be a servant becoming a master, and
That's right.
consequently,
Go ahead,
they
Johnny.
created a way for us to do something about it.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Johnny.
and I understand, like, okay, when when the judge was sentencing the leader of the Proud Boys, he says, because you're a leader, you are a danger to our society. Now, what kind of logic is that? And I'm thinking, like, if we get enough leaders like this, we can go in there and say, okay, voting day has been on Tuesdays for many years. How about let's make it on a Saturday when a lot of people are off, or a Sunday, so a lot more people can participate rather than during the week? Or what if we say, okay, we're not going to vote for you guys that have been there for 50 years, like the rebel Biden, and say, no, we're going to cut this short. We're not going to have term limits like put in there by you guys, because you guys are never going to put it in term limits. We're going to put in term limits, and we're going to find calendar days to replace you. And if they don't do the right thing, we'll replace them. I don't think we're taking advantage of the power that we, the people, have as much as we could.
That's absolutely right, folks. And, we here at the Innervision FM universe, as well as accountabilityrevolution.com, are all about the foundational principles laid out for us by the framers and the founders. And we love that United States Constitution that is systematically being shredded. With about 4 minutes left in the show, do you have any final words for us, Dave, on the accountabilityrevolution.com?
Yes. The Declaration of Independence in the fifth that says that if any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter, abolish, and replace. It's as simple as that. And it shows you at the website how to do that. We are going after, Alan and I are going after Chase Bank. We're going to work our way up the food chain and make it very simple. They either straighten up, or we have the right to alter and abolish and replace. period.
Well,
Now
and
they
that's-
can say, well, I'll do this and that to you, but that's not going to work because we have people who will do arresting.
Yeah,
And they don't know who they are.
And that's an important point to make, because with centralized digital banking currency coming online with FedNow, there comes a time when folks like me that are on fixed income going homeless, and others. I mean, senior citizens homelessness is on the rise. So
yeah.
it is best for them to work within the legal framework set forth in the United States Constitution, so that the governing structure works best for all the people, not just the ones at the top.
And do you mean like because my brother and sister are living in my mother's house and they raised the taxes 35% up?
Property taxes.
Yeah, and they had to go and appeal. But how many people who didn't know how to appeal, who didn't are not in the circle that I'm in, that I shared it with them, and I don't even know if they shared it with their neighbors, because sometimes people keep to themselves and all that kind of crazy stuff, and it's like each one teach one. And if you see this is happening, go to your neighbors, even if they're liberals or Democrats or whatever, because maybe they. And I know that because I was talking to this transgender guy, and he was saying, "I'm happy that taxes are going up," and I'm saying, "You idiot." He wanted to go down well, anyway, there are going to be some idiots like that, but yeah,
as long as we continue to expect the government to fix the government, nothing's going to happen. They do not care.
Right.
And only if you can threaten them with losing their jobs, which you have the right to do under the Declaration of Independence, can anything be solved. And that has to be done by us outside of the system. It's as simple as that.
Yes, and we're gonna.
Anything to add, Mike?
To change these laws and stuff, it's your obligation to change that stuff.
That's absolutely right. It's our duty, and we are obligated to do it. It's not only a right that we have, but it's our responsibility to get the job done. If indeed our electoral system is indeed broken, like some people believe, it's our right and our responsibility to peaceably and legally legislate the redress of grievances outlined within that First Amendment of the United States Constitution.
Definitely. Oh, and for people who live here in Colorado, the church I'm going to, River of Life, they're going to be airing the Jesus Revolution this coming Friday night at 7 p.m. Snacks.
Oh, wow. I got to get down there.
Drinks will be there. And so if you missed it in the theater, they'll be showing it. And I think they just charge a little bit for the snacks and whatever, but it's pretty much free to get in and stuff like that. And so, hey, come on down and enjoy a good movie, family-friendly movie, and enjoy. But as far as like this other stuff, we got to get involved.
That's absolutely right.
Definitely.
Do we want to end on any sort of fun topic? I know we didn't hit them all.
Well, I could just say this for those of you who will use the courage you've got to face them down. Good hunting.
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
Well, I've been adding mushrooms to my diet, and I guess we had a story there about the mushroom season in Colorado. It looks like it may or may not come in.
Right.
But I got my mushrooms, so for all you mushroom lovers, you may not be able to get any Colorado mushrooms because I guess the weather has to be like it has to be a lot of rain, and then it has to be like the ground has to be about 60 degrees.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Of course, they're not the magic mushrooms, folks. They're just the good edible kind.
I got lots of mushrooms in my yard. Anybody come over and get them, they can have them.
They're there for the
Thank
picking.
everybody for joining us on the Innervision FM universe. Anything final, Mike, Johnny?
Hey, we'll just have a fantastic weekend. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a bunch of things this weekend. Oh, the Walk for Jesus is going to be this Saturday.
Yeah, I forgot.
At 2 p.m. Walk for Jesus, 2 p.m. I'm going to be there. I'm going to go to this other Bible study, and then I'm going to shoot over there to the Walk to Jesus. I wish Debbie, Donna was here. She could have told us about that. But I'll get that information and info at Innervision FM. Info at Innervision FM if you want to find out about that, and I'll shoot the information over to you.
Absolutely, folks. Well, you guys have a good one. God bless everybody. And we'll see you on Monday of next week, God willing.
All right. God bless everybody.